Leeds United made the most of their second chance in the European Cup against Stuttgart, the team they say has more foreign reserves than the Bank of England. Leeds won 2-1 in Barcelona in front of a tiny crowd. Their hero was Pascal Struijk. He scored the winner less than a minute after coming on as a substitute, and tomorrow's his birthday.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good dinner time, wherever you're listening from. Welcome back to Talking Shutt. Lads, do you know what's different to this episode of Talking Shutt to previous episodes in this new season?
We're at a different angle.
We're at a different angle. Very observant of you for anybody who's watching live. What else is different? Mike?
We all look more handsome than normal.
Dashingly better looking. Raggy, what's more different with this show than it has been in previous shows in previous weeks?
There's an annoying beeping in the background.
There's an annoying beeping, but it adds to the the aura. But
Ambiance.
Ambiance. But what's different? Yeah. We got fucking 3 points.
Oh yeah.
Right, can we turn it off copyright, please?
End of that. No, copyright. Big thanks to Cool and the gang for allowing to lend us that for 10 seconds, which just falls inside copyright rules. Anyway.
Just to get some housekeeping out of the way, there's a comment from Jim Ogden. Fingers crossed for no gremlins. Who's been telling him about the gremlins?
Jim, if you kind of knew about 5-10 minutes ago what we're going off in this studio, you'd be impressed. So yeah. Anyway, good evening. Welcome to episode 163 of the Talking Shutt podcast. We're here. We've got a full house. There's all of us here. Whereas,
and we've got petrol this week.
And we're actually here. We've got petrol this week. Yeah. So, you know, have you got over the petrol crisis, lads? Do you feel different?
Oh, we're fine. I had a full tank before I went on holiday. And I had a full tank when I came back from holiday, so we're all fine.
Cool. Rags, did you have any? Obviously, you are a jaunter up and down the country.
Yes.
Did you have any petrol issues? Did you have to siphon some old dear's tank or something?
No. I managed to just about get by. I'm running on about half tank at the minute. But yeah, it's alleviated a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got the world's gone.
Here,
since we called them Shithouse of the Week, mate.
Exactly.
What did we call them? The petrol
urchins, I think.
Urchins, that was the one. Fuel urchins, that was the one. So yeah. Anyway, welcome to episode 163. We're live from Kelly's Bar at Ingfield, the home of Ossett United. And as you might realise, if you're watching live, as a few people are at the moment, including Johnny Brown, and today is his birthday. So many happy returns.
Happy birthday,
Johnny Brown. It's a pleasure. What you may notice is we look a lot brighter. And
not in intelligence standards.
Certainly not in intelligence, but we've invested in some lights to try.
We invested in the sun.
Yeah.
So Ben looked straight into him when he turned him on for the first time, and now he's slightly regained.
It was akin to when you looked at Pandora and what was she called there with snakes on her head?
Medusa. Yeah.
Anyway, we digress.
It was a bit like Donald Trump when he went out and they said, "Don't look into the eclipse," and he just looked straight up into it.
And then blame somebody else.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so we're live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. If you're watching on any of those platforms, please share it. If you're in any Leeds Facebook groups, DM groups on Twitter, whatever it is, and whatever the Twitch version of a group is, please share it in there. And yeah, let's get down into some football stuff. So back to mighty Ellen Road, this just gone Saturday, lads. Raggy and Ben, I should imagine you were there.
Yeah, I was indeed.
Sadly for me, my son failed a late fitness test, so we had to watch it at home.
Did you not just leave him at home? I'd leave my son at home if I were.
Got to that point now though where I can't. I literally cannot leave him at home.
Well, just like you walk out the door, you lock the door on the way out and say, "Sorry, mate, you're ill. Lock the door."
I will remember this comment when you have children.
Yeah.
When you said you watched it, Gary, I'm guessing you.
We nipped on holiday to Hong Kong from 3 o'clock, and we got back about 5:30. It was good.
Concord lives. Efficient transport.
Yeah, on VPN Airways.
I can't possibly. Anyway, So game against Watford on Saturday. it had a
Yeah,
feel-
yeah, exactly. Good point.
I'm trying
Yeah.
to think about the best way. It had a real feel of a game that we felt like we needed to win, but we didn't really need to win, did we? Because we're only 7 games into the season. But
Oh,
No.
I think it was a must-win.
off
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
but off the back of how the season started, it became a must-win, didn't it? And ultimately, we led to Watford's manager getting the sack, so that's all good. How did you rate the performance on Saturday? We've talked about before that we've had 45 minutes of good performances in quite a few games, but we've not been able to string it together for 90 minutes. And I think Saturday was the closest we've come to stringing it together for 90 minutes. What were your thoughts?
Definitely. And we battered them, really.
Yeah.
I mean, we did. It was the most one-sided 1-0 I've seen for a long, long time. My only criticism is we should have been 4-0 up at half-time, and the game should have been put to bed. And it did. There was just a bit of nerves the last 15 minutes, and it was just one of them. You watched it, and they didn't deserve anything out of the game. Watford didn't. They really didn't. But you could there was just this creeping sense of unease throughout the ground of like, we've done everything here to score a second goal, but it's not gone in. And will this come back to bite us?
Yeah. I've seen it all before, haven't we?
Yeah. And a real turn up for the Bucks. The referee assisted in us not getting, not missing out on 3 points this week, didn't he? Because he gave us an opportunity to them not to score when it rolled into net.
Well, yes and no.
Some goings on.
Because that same referee's also missed an absolute stonewall penalty.
Yeah, which we'll talk about in a minute.
So, I mean, I don't think he had a particularly good game, but yeah, I mean, where I'm in the Kop, the ball goes in the back of the net. You think, for fuck's sake
again.
But straight away he's blown his whistle, and you think, well, I mean, because you're the other side, you're thinking, well, it must have been quite blatant. Even the Antonio one in the West Ham game, they had to go to VAR for that.
Yeah.
So from my point of view, it was like, oh, it must have been a clear foul. It wasn't until I watched the highlights back when I got home, I was like, actually, I think we've got away with one there.
It's one of them, innit? I mean, obviously we've jumped ahead a little bit, but it's one of them where there's a lot going on between the pair of them. You know, it's not necessarily the Watford player's fault. Cooper gets away with one a bit. He's handling him as much as the Watford player's handling him. And then, I mean, it's soft to give it.
To look at that coming together and go, that is a foul by the attacking player. I think that's quite harsh.
What did you kind of make of the ref the entire game? I thought it was shit. I'm gonna sit on the fence. It was shit.
I mean,
but the difference this time was he was consistently shit for both teams. Whereas normally we just get shit Leeds related. Whereas this time he was consistently shit. He didn't have a great game, did he?
No, he really didn't. And the leniency on some of their challenges for yellow cards as well. I thought that was awful.
Yeah.
There were some really, really bad, cynical tackles.
Did we get the first yellow of the match?
I think we did.
I think it was one of those.
But there was several of them that they were coming in. And you're thinking, that's a booking all day long. It's a booking all day long, and he just didn't want to do it. I thought he had a poor game.
It was like there was that paw that they just couldn't keep up to our level, kind of thing, and they were just sort of all the fouls were like late. Sort of little kickouts, weren't they? Because our players had got away from them, and that sort of just summed Watford up. That they weren't any good.
Yeah. No, and they looked devout of ideas as well. They didn't look like they knew how to do anything about the way that we played.
Well,
or anything, or even
or
just
anything.
play football.
Exactly. I mean, it was one of them. It was you saw the news on Sunday, and you saw that he got sacked, and I wasn't as surprised as maybe you should, because one, it's what they call the family that own it.
Pozzos.
You know, what is it? 13 managers in 10 years?
Yeah, they love a change. They're a bit Chileno.
So they're trigger happy anyway. But you were watching it, and you looked at it, and there were times where there were genuine times where some players just looked like they couldn't be asked. And you're thinking it wasn't that much of a surprise. You know, they did look like they're down tools a little bit, the players, and they look. And also, I mean, obviously we've had Everton, Liverpool, West Ham. You know, this was the first time we've really seen a poor team come to Ellen Road. It really did show. It really did show. It was completely different to all the other games because, well, it was good. It was nice. It was nice to see Leeds dominate so much, but it did really show how poor they were.
I'd say one other thing that stuck out like a sore thumb for me on Saturday from watching it from a slightly different angle, obviously the sofa. Rafinha looks far too good for us. I know that's fucking very harsh to say, but you look at us and you think, take him out at side, and I'm not too sure where creativeness is coming from. And that's not a slant on anybody else. He going from strength to strength, and he is the creative influence in our side, and he is the one that you think something's going to happen. Something's going to happen. He's going to do something. He's he's going to create something.
But in the ground, I don't think they were kind of a game where you thought Rafinha had his best game.
No.
You can always, it's always going to be a threat, but there was more of a good team performance than just a Rafinha performance kind of thing. Which we've had maybe like Newcastle, I suppose it sort of team, but a few games this season where it's been Rafinha that saved us. We just played like Leeds United again. We had a swagger back. We were passing. We were fast. We were moving.
I'll tell you who was superb. Baby Jamie Shackleton.
Yes.
Or as I've now started calling him after Marcelo, Shackleton. I quite like the fact he calls him Shackleton. Absolutely superb. I mean, I think I saw a few Twitters, perfect for a knee jerk in it. He's made that position himself. Not quite, but he's certainly going that way because defensively he looks good. Engine he's got. He can get forward. He very seldom wastes possession.
Yeah.
He'll take it under pressure. He's not scared. You look at him and you think physically, how would he start? He handles himself really well. He's quite strong for a small child.
And also his pace will get him out of.
Yeah, digs him out.
It digs him out at other times. What you've mentioned there, I mean, look, I'm a massive Luke Ayling fan. I really am. But you look at the way he started this season, and one of his kind of the biggest criticisms was, especially with him with the ball, like making bad decisions and some of the 5-yard passes he's doing, whereas Shackleton is completely different at the minute. He's making those passes, and I'm sure Ayling will come back in the team, whether we see him or not this season. I don't know. Rumours are to believe he's out for a long time, but I'm sure he'll regain form. But like, we were kind of crying out for that because we were shipping a lot of possession from that side of the pitch, which we're just not doing with Jamie at the minute, which is fantastic to see.
And he links up with Raf really well as well.
Absolutely.
So
I'll go out on a limb and say that
we've got
Luke Ayling. I don't think Ayling gets back in the side this season.
If you go on merit in the last 2 games, and Shackleton has another 4 games the same way he's had the last 2, then I'd absolutely argue the case that on merit he deserves to stay in team.
I think I was just thinking the same. Then, like, does Ayling, if Ayling came back next game, do you drop him for Shackleton? And there's only one situation, well, I guess a couple of situations where you would, and I think if that's against a top 5-6 side, I'd probably bring Ayling back in for the experience and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but with playing Southampton, I think it's perfect for Jamie Shackleton to play again and get some more minutes. And obviously, Ayling's probably not going to be back for then anyway.
Well, he needs surgery, doesn't he?
Yeah. It's only a small surgery, I think he said. So
it's never good though when he's having a clean out surgery. That's not a good sign because that's leading to a longer problem, innit? If he's having to have it cleaned out, it's an issue.
But obviously, in terms of longevity as well, I think Shackleton is and was always meant to be, I think, the long-term option at right back. We've never looked at buying any right backs.
Well, you look at it now and it makes perfect sense. We've got Ayling, you've got Shackleton, then you've got the opportunity for Cody Drama to just continue to develop, nice and steady, no pressure on him to come in and take that position. And it makes perfect sense to do that for me. Jim Ogden makes 1 point though. He says the problem with Shaq is height in the defensive role. Other CDs have to stay fit. That segues us along perfectly to my favourite player now. I'm going to stick out on a limb. I love a Spanish man called Diego Llorente.
Me too.
He has got some serious like Don Matteo vibes about him for me because I love Don Matteo and Don Matteo played for us as well because he was a little bit out on sleeve. Prone to the odd mistake every now and again. But you could tell he kind of gets it.
Yeah.
And I think Llorente kind of gets it. And I think the fact when he scored, you saw his celebration kind of. I'm not quite sure what it is, but he got it.
Yeah, I agree. I think Llorente won me over. I think it was him and Koch both did it at the same time. They were looking at the history of the club and they were like watching old footage of us from the old days. And Yeah, and you can tell.
I wonder how old.
Did any of you sort of wince a bit when he went to those knee slides?
Yes. Don't do that.
I winced at the goal when he spun round and he was already like down on one knee and he spun.
I tell you something.
Like
it's some finish.
Cringe.
Yeah.
It's some finish. Because
Yeah.
it comes at him a little bit. You know, his body position's not quite right, and he spins on it and scores. And he for me is our best central defender.
Yeah.
At the minute, who's and I would argue even if we had a fit full, 4 centre back complement, he's our best. He's our best centre back.
Yeah,
followed by Struijk, only because we haven't seen enough of Cock in that role to really pass judgment.
Well, he's the most expensive one in here, isn't he? So it kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
I agree. No, if everyone was fit and you're picking your 11, they're my 2 centre halves.
And another thing as well, his distribution is top class.
Yeah.
He's got quite.
He makes them passes that you think like are really risky, but then he makes them look so easy.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, and he has quite a strange style as well.
Yeah,
for distributing the ball. It kind of looks like he's clogging it. Yeah. Like get up there, like a Sunday leaguer, but not a player.
And I tell you what, especially up until Josh King went off, which was just before half time, they did try and what's going on?
He just did an aggressive swallow.
I thought he did an aggressive fart.
No,
Sorry.
Apologies if you heard that.
I mean, they did come to press as well, and
they did,
and they didn't want to make they had that front three, and they sat really high, and they didn't want to make it easy for us to play out from the back, but we still managed to do it. That was the thing.
And the thing
even
about
under all that pressure,
and Llorente's leadership quality as well, you see it. There was a few clips. Obviously, I only saw it on the TV as well, but when he's actually
from Hong Kong,
yes, when he's actually controlling how deep the line is as well, or how high up the line is, he actually makes sure we're in a line. And that's kind of an unsung quality because he doesn't. To look at him, you think, he's just a bit of a weedy guy,
and
he's a leader.
He's got that thing as well of being aggressive.
Yeah,
but being in control, if that makes sense. Sometimes when Coops gets aggressive, you think, "Oh God,
yeah,
he looks aggressive."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He looks like, "Oh my God, it's going to go wrong." That's
the whole.
Whereas he looks aggressive but in control. It's like anyway.
Yeah.
Another name to wax lyrical about. Daniel James, love child of Marcelo Bielsa. Obviously, we know he loves him. I thought he was fantastic on Saturday, and you saw right there why we desperately wanted to sign him.
To like rubbish his performance. I thought it was very, very good. I think anyone looks good against Danny Rose these days.
Yes. Danny Rose looks like he's eaten Danny Rose, doesn't
he? Danny Rose looked like he was Vernon Anita.
Yes, true. Good comparison.
Played like it as well.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a few. I mean, Daniel James as well. Like the fact he's getting in these positions to cross and get shots away and stuff. I think.
And get in the box.
Yeah. I think his end product as well as there's been moments you think could have done better, but again, it's early days. We know he had those issues at Scum. It's going to take a little bit of time for that side of his game to be polished out, I think, to be coached out.
Yeah, I don't think his final ball was too bad on Saturday. That's a criticism.
No.
That's a criticism.
No, but
they played quite a few
couple of
really
crosses.
good crosses in, like sort of 6-yard box, which I guess is the problem at the moment for us that we play with Rodrigo, who, and I'm going to say it again for you, Gary,
that's fantastic hair.
A bit of a false 9.
No, why are you doing
this? Yeah.
But no, he drops back a bit.
He was,
and we kind of lost a bit of, and maybe that played into why we didn't score as many, but we sort of lost in the area. We didn't have enough sort of bodies in the area to capitalize on them kind of crosses.
Well, it's the crossing game again against teams like Watford, Burnley, even West Ham. You just think the crossing game, we just need to play it to feet, keep it on the ground, and and sort of keep the tempo up. It's when we resort that, like the second half thing, where we just keep resorting to crosses that just keep getting headed away, and you kind of get frustrated at that.
What I found strange about the whole Dan James performance, and I thought it was very good, but so what side did he play? What side did he start on? The left.
Yeah.
And their right back.
Yeah, they switched.
Their right back finally gets booked, and then we switched.
Yeah.
Then we switched his wing.
Yeah.
So then Raf went left, and he went right, and he like, why have you done that? Because He had him on toast then. You already were going past him virtually every time.
Yeah.
And then he was on a booking.
Yeah,
And you're like,
I
why
picked
have you
up on that,
switched?
yeah.
Maybe Raf just wanted to like finish him off.
Yeah.
I'm gonna meg you till you murder me, and then you're gonna get sent off.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it was.
But yeah, usually if you've got a
Yeah,
fullback on a yellow card and he was struggling and had him on toast in terms of pace, which he will do most
I'll
people.
tell you another thing as well.
Keep him on him.
In the run up to the game, I got a little bit fed up of hearing about Ismail Issar. Oh, Ismail Issar this, Ismail Issar that.
Yeah.
I even got a tweet sent to me in the morning saying I think Sar's out. And I before the game when I were in Hong Kong, I saw it and I was like,
You got a good data plan if you're getting texts.
it's good, mate. It's good.
Yeah.
It's I can get texts in Hong Kong, but I can't in Ellen Road. But like I was sat there thinking, are we really overhyping this guy? Because don't get me wrong, he's talented,
Yeah.
but are we over? And he did absolutely fucking
Nothing.
nothing.
Yeah.
Zero. I think he ended up getting booked, didn't he? And I think he lashed out, a bit of frustration, ended up getting booked.
Yeah.
So let's talk Anthony Taylor and penalties when
Simon Hooper, I think.
Simon Hooper, not Anthony Taylor. We can
don't
talk
know
about
who-
him as well if you want.
Yeah,
He probably
you can just-
fucked
he's a
the game
prick
up.
and all.
Yeah, he's a prick.
Just copy and paste in any referee's
Any
name because
shit
we're gonna come to
referee,
this
yeah.
all season. aren't we?
So that shit referee on Saturday, who was consistently shit for both teams.
Yeah.
How does he possibly miss the penalty on Dan James? And did VAR check it?
VAR did not check it.
Why not?
No chance.
Why not?
Was it something to do? Now I got confused at this, and
If not, why not?
there were comments around me in the ground of how the play stopped, and but it confuses me as when they would do that.
Well,
like,
yeah,
'cause sometimes the players stop, sometimes the part, and they've looked at VAR. I can't say I've ever sort of looked at it and thought,
actually,
it stopped.
It went all the way up to the other end, didn't it?
No, because
For
there was a
ages.
guy behind me going, "Don't worry," because the ball hadn't gone out yet. The ball stayed in play after
did for
that for
ages.
ages,
Yeah,
and he was
yeah.
like, "Don't worry," and then it finally goes out. He's like, "It's
Here we
gonna
go.
go," and obviously nothing.
Yeah.
But when you do it like that, I guess that's the problem with that. That if the ball
Everything.
stays in play for a long time, and a lot happens, and then maybe the other team's got, are you going to go back like
Yeah, I
a few
was thinking
minutes
that.
to then?
Yeah.
Can't you remember? I think it was Leicester at Ellen Road last season. Obviously, we weren't there. Televised game, click on the edge of the area, goes in behind someone, clips them.
Oh, yeah,
Right
came
on-
through
right on the
came
line.
through back, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know who it
Might
was,
have been, yeah.
but it took about 2 minutes for the ball to go out of play, but they still dragged it back.
That's what I remember.
Because I was thinking like,
They
I
still
think I
dragged it
shouted,
back.
I said, just kick the ball out of play,
Yeah.
just so we can see like if this
Yeah.
is going to be a penalty or not.
But
And
it didn't even come up on the. It didn't come
No.
up on the screen.
I mean,
Did it not?
no.
Did
No,
the players?
nothing came up on the screen.
Maybe it was the fact that the players didn't really appeal it. You know.
No,
Well,
but
Dan
they did.
James
They
did.
did at one point.
Yeah,
because
Dan James did. Yeah.
When the ball went up, Click at one point was looking at the referee with his arms out, going, "What the fuck are you doing?"
I was going to say no.
Yeah.
They did. They did. And when the ball did go out of play, there was a few that went
Yeah.
to the
Had a word.
referee.
Yeah.
So we definitely appeal for a
yeah,
penalty.
yeah,
You know, and poor Dan James.
Well, I
I mean,
don't know then.
he's used to being farted on and getting a penalty.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
been- when
Well,
he's
it did,
wearing
it did
red.
go down, didn't it?
Yeah. Oh, there was an identical one this season, I think, when he was playing
Yeah.
for them.
But no, what in this game or last game? I can't remember the merge into one. I'm a bit jet lagged
Yeah.
from Hong Kong. The one where he went down like too easy, far too easy, to the point of
Yeah.
thinking in a red shirt.
Oh,
in
yeah,
Lancashire, you get that decision. That's
Well,
a
I mean, you look at St James's Park, Stonewaller.
penalty nailed on.
Yeah.
Today,
Saturday nailed on.
absolute nailed on. I
Yeah.
mean, they're two absolute
Yeah.
Stonewall penalties that VAR have completely ignored both of them.
Yeah.
there's a shout
Shocking,
that
really.
for the last 4 games in a row we've had big decisions not.
Given. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
or not even
especially
sort of looked
Dan
at.
James. Dan James has been kicked fuck out of like last
Yeah.
few games, hasn't he? West Ham and Watford especially. Yeah. No,
He looks to be settling in though.
Ma-
Doesn't
yeah.
he looks to be settling
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
Another player who looks to be settling in my opinion, and we're allowed opinions on this podcast, by the way.
Yeah.
Just to
As long as they don't differ from ours.
as long as they're
Yeah.
not, yeah. So, you know, that's a different story for a different day. Junior Firpo, I thought personally Saturday was his better game. Now I spoke to Adam Stocks, who gets a weekly shout out, so that's another quid, Adam. He said in the ground he didn't feel like Firpo had an amazing game, but from Hong Kong, to me it looked like his most assured game. He looked good
Yeah.
defensively. He didn't really waste the
They
ball.
were,
His positioning were better this time.
I totally agree. But there were a few little issues where I think he got maybe sold out a bit, that he sort of might have been Sarr that were on his side.
Yeah,
It
well,
was
yeah.
Sarr,
Sort of closed him down,
Yeah.
and he didn't have anywhere to really go with a pass.
Was it
Yeah, there were a
that
couple of
one where
strays, actually, yeah.
was it the Turkish Pogba or whatever they called him?
Ozan Tofan.
Tofu. We got linked to him, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
You made a lovely graphic.
I did, yeah. And he never even came.
No, I'm not digging that thin neck tap thing. Not digging that.
It's the only thin thing about him for a footballer.
Well, that's the thing from the game. That's all I'm picking up on. He had a thin thing on his neck.
Yeah, he got booked and then taken off, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
No, but that was the one he blazed over.
Did they really call him the Turkish Pogba?
Yeah.
This was said on match today. Yeah.
I mean, is it that sort of
I'll be honest,
Pogba when he don't try?
I was a bit squiffy-eyed for match today.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Pogba when he doesn't try.
The Pogba on the 9 games out of the 10.
Yeah.
Fucking shat.
Yeah.
The Pogba with ruptured ACL, that one.
I mean,
unplayable. I know Pogba plays for Man United and everything, but the guy's won a fucking World Cup. And
Mate,
if you're comparing this fucking Turkish guy from Watford to Pogba,
yeah, that's lazy.
I want to know what the
Pogba
sort of the same levels are.
A bit, so yeah, we'll give him that. But anyway, back to Firpo. I thought Saturday was his better game, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I expected that.
Of his entire thing.
I expected that against Watford. I think our backline was. I thought our backline would have the better of its games against them.
But that said, I think the issues Firpo's had personally are positioning.
Yeah.
Sometimes his work rate off the ball's lacking at times. And on Saturday, granted, Watford weren't this great attacking outlet. Ishmael Assar was, a fraud, but his positioning was much better. When he needed to do his job, he did his job defensively. Yeah, a couple of times, a couple of stray passes, but I think he's got that in his game. He's a bit of a wild card, isn't he?
I think he's nowhere near as confident on the ball in those tight spaces.
No, but
but that will come, and he'll just gonna have to learn to adapt for that. You can see it at times where the ball's kind of come across it over to him, and you're thinking he doesn't want it. He's not, but he'll take it. And he won't play that, like you talk about Llorente, always looking for that risky ball and everything like that.
Yeah.
He's not looking at that. He'll turn back inside and give it to Cooper before he'll go forward.
Or he'll play a risky ball forward and it'll go to them.
On about Diego Llorente, my friend. He did do
all right, Moose.
Amigo.
My friend. He did do one where he did.
Amigo.
Moose, my friend. He did do one where he tried to cut back and lost it, though, didn't he? Remember?
No.
Very rose tinted.
Nobody remembers this now.
No, it didn't happen.
Do we just all right? We'll pretend that didn't happen.
Yeah,
but it did happen. But that, like you say about Llorente, that vision to get forward quickly and play the long balls. I can see that with Firpo. No, we're talking about Firpo. I can see that he wants to get forward and he's keen to get the ball forward and moving forward.
But he's not as good looking as Llorente, though.
Well, the mustache splits opinion.
I am digging mustache, to be honest. I don't mind it.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, no, you can see that element of Firpo's game where he's keen to get it forward. He just doesn't have the vision of Llorente yet. But again, I think just the longer he's here, the longer he's here, the more that these, our movements are drilled. I think he'll
once the team goes on a bit of a run and stuff like that, and he feels more comfortable and more confident, and because it can't be like I've said this for weeks that you can't be easy coming into a team like us where we've got a certain way of playing, which is, I guess, hard for 90 minutes to, especially in that kind of position. You're doing a lot of work,
definitely,
and then you've got to play with a different back four every week.
Yeah, and him and Dan James have never played together.
We've not won.
I don't mean funny. We put him against Salah as well in like his third game, and Salah looks like arguably one of the better players in the world. At the minute, he's in a real purple patch, isn't he?
But so it's going to take time, and I guess Bielsa will always just stick with him anyway and take that time with him.
Yeah, I agree, mate.
So do we.
Totally.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like we should have another musical interlude with that song. It's gonna take time, but I don't want to get copyrighted again.
Yeah,
just sing it. Just sing it.
No, I shan't be doing any more.
Still get copyrighted for that, I think.
Really?
Can you really?
I think so.
I'm not having that. You get copyrighted for.
You have to do it
if you
off
sing
key.
It badly, you can't get copyrighted. Surely.
I don't do it because I can't be asked dealing with that.
Yeah, fair dude. All right, fucking hell, mad. Other news that did come out of the game is Calvin picked up a little bit of a calf strain, but very clever.
Strategic.
He comes out. Who goes into the England squad? James Ward-Prowse. Then we send our spies into whatever team England are playing because I've paid no attention because there's no Leeds players in it. And we cripple James Ward-Prowse just in time for Leeds to play him.
That's a really long way of going about things because he's suspended anyway.
Has that not been overturned yet? That's getting overturned.
I've not seen. No, that's not getting.
I'll have a
overturned.
quid that
I
gets
have seen it.
overturned.
No, that's not getting overturned.
I'll have
I'll
one.
tell you what, if Struik's not getting overturned, that ain't going
I'll
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
one
Fuck
Great
that.
British pound that gets overturned.
If it were getting
He's not playing
overturned,
for
it'd have
Leeds.
been done already.
He's not playing for Leeds. It'll get overturned.
That was a bad.
It was, yeah, it's a horrendous tackle, but he's not a Leeds player, so it won't. On horrendous tackles, and our friend Pascal.
He is a bit of a golden boy, isn't he, James Ward-Prowse?
Yeah,
A
exactly.
bit of a
The giant
blue-eyed boy kind of thing.
the giant Team Wolf guy, Pascal. Did anybody see Philippe Timori's challenge other day for
Yeah,
whichever
for
Italian
Milan.
club?
Oh,
he
for
likes?
Kayo Tomori, yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
same tackle.
The-
That's the same tackle.
Exact same
Yeah.
tackle.
The same tackle, except the
It-
ankle on the wrong way around.
Yeah,
bit.
it doesn't knee his ankle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the point I'm trying to make
yeah.
is that people are wanking themselves blind about the tackle, saying it's the greatest tackle in the world ever. But yet, 3 weeks before, they wanted Pascal shooting by firing squad because he'd hurt Harvey Elliott by
Yeah.
accident.
To be fair, a lot of
Harvey
people,
Elliott left his ankle
lot-
underneath him.
yeah,
Who
on
does that?
purpose. Yeah.
Left him.
to be
Left
fair,
his
a lot of
ankle
people
there.
did say Struijk was harshly done by.
Yeah, but I've
A lot of people.
I've
have
got my
said
back up
that.
on her.
Yeah,
Leeds
of
fan
course.
got me back
Yeah,
up.
Yeah.
the panel didn't, and they're wankers.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course, yeah.
And they're
Who
the
was
ones
on the
that-
panel? That's what I'd like to know.
Jurgen
Who would
Klopp.
be your three guesses who'd be on the panel?
Jurgen Klopp was on it.
Klopp
yeah.
made his way on there.
Bill
Yeah.
Shankly
Bill Shankly's ghost.
and Bob Paisley.
Yeah, Bob Paisley's ghost. Yeah.
And specialist advisor Stephen
Yeah.
Gerrard.
And Mr. and Mrs. Elliott.
Yeah.
And Neil Warnock.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I am
Yeah.
quite enjoying at the moment TikTok with various videos of Neil Warnock over the years being filmed.
Yeah.
Just getting caught out saying bollocks.
There's a fantastic
when you-
documentary about his time at
Yeah.
Sheffield United.
Yeah,
There's a
there's a lot of
particular
clips
highlight
there.
that makes me laugh. He's at Ellen Road and he's talking to one of the Sheffield United
Yeah.
players, don't know who it is, and he's saying, yes, son, you're going to be in the team today and you're going to be our man. You're going to be the man. You're going to score the goals. Ignore these dickheads here. They hate me. They don't hate you. You're going to score our goals. And he just turns around and goes, Benno, you're on bench. And walks off. It's absolute gold.
Yeah.
He's becoming a parody of himself, isn't he? Really. But
Well, we knew that when he came to us.
Yeah. Oh no, we were never going to get promoted when they sold Snodgrass. No way.
yeah, not a
No,
chance.
not
So,
a chance.
yeah, KP's got a minor calf strain by all accounts.
Man,
so
we just wanted to have a couple of weeks
take that,
rest.
won't we? Take that.
Blessing in
My-
disguise, really.
He'll be
innit?
on bike. He'll be right.
Yeah. So,
Exercise bike.
we've gone into international break, all relaxed because we've got 3 points, and
Yeah.
suddenly the table looks a lot more appealing to be
Yeah.
Well,
looked
that's
at.
saying it now. If we go on a bit of a run now, we've again, like we said in October, we've got games that we should be looking to win if we're going to do well.
Mm-hmm.
If we get 3 points on against Southampton, then we're up to what, 8th, 9th, or something like that.
Well, White Peacock Andy on YouTube says next 3 league matches: Southampton, Wolves, and Norwich.
Yeah.
Do we get 9 points?
I'd like to think 6.
I'd take 7.
I'd take 7,
I'd
but
take 7.
but
Beat
at least
Southampton,
6.
beat Norwich, draw with Wolves. I know we don't draw many games, but I'm edging outside the caution.
I've not seen much of Wolves, but that
They've come into it a bit now.
South Korean
yeah,
guy
he's
scored
a
a couple
player.
of weekends.
And-
But it's
Jimenez-
Jimenez.
Jimenez is
that
back.
has
Yeah.
been the kind of catalyst of
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
It's set
I
both
think
of those.
For us, it's more a
career
case of scoring more than one goal. I think if we can score 2 or 3 goals,
Yeah.
it kind of
Yeah.
Someone is going to get
Somebody's gonna-
pasting from us.
Somebody's going to get drubbed out there. How many times have we said that? Somebody will get
someone's due a
pummel.
pasting.
Somebody
Yeah,
will
yeah,
get pummeled for sure.
Yeah.
In
Well,
other,
Watford could have got a pace if Stuart Dallas could hit a target.
yeah.
yeah, Stuart didn't have the greatest of on-target
Yeah.
shooting day,
No.
did he? Bless him. So, yeah,
It's always up
just,
and-
it just seemed that
Everyone
every-
likes to shoot up into rafters.
they either
don't
like
they?
to shoot up into the rafters or not shoot at all.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
the other frustrating
Or-
bit where you're
yeah,
thinking, it's
or-
it? No, I'm
Yeah.
not hitting it.
Well, or just wait that fraction of
is
a
it?
second and then get blocked. I mean, the amount of shots we
Yeah.
had blocked were
Get
unreal.
But
over the ball.
I
and
suppose
drill
that
it.
comes with the fact that we've not really been able to put ball in net, and they're trying to
Mm.
do too much to score. So
Yeah.
trying to make it so that you're definitely going to score. You know, like
Yeah.
edging the bets on scoring.
If we're like that in training drills, in shooting drills, how is Melier so good? Because we won't have to do all.
Mate, I have watched them in warm up, but obviously not this weekend from Hong Kong. And
Yeah.
they're decent in warm up, finding
Yeah.
top bins all over the place.
Yeah.
So they always do the shooting practice just in front of where me and Neil
Get all your
stand.
misses out the
And-
way. That's
Yeah.
what you want to
And
do.
Stop being
it
good.
used,
Yeah.
It used to be look, running joke in championship days. They were god awful,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
awful. I mean, they would hardly ever hit the target.
Mate,
And then obviously in the games, we'd win games,
Yeah.
we'd be absolutely fine, and we'd score loads of goals. But it was always like watching them in the warm up. Obviously, we're back in the ground now. Obviously, we haven't been watching it last season, but the finishing's unreal.
unreal, mate.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Top bins and all sorts, like absolutely. Even like Stuart Dallas, who obviously had a really kind of bad way in the game.
Off day.
But he was doing well in the in the warm up side of things. So yeah, they definitely have improved on their training.
I remember watching Noel Hunt nearly kill a woman in Cop. We're short in warm up because my son's got this thing about
even with the massive net.
Yeah, mate. No, this is the best bit about it. So my son's got this thing about he has to watch him warm up.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. He just has to go out and watch him warm up.
Yeah.
Anyway, Noel Hunt. He's only little at this point, Judd. And
so it's Noel Hunt.
Yeah, and ball comes across, and Noel Hunt tries to hit across it. You know that technique where they like
and slice.
And he sliced it and just smacked this woman in chops in like the lower northeast corner. And I thought, shit, she's dead. And he just cracked on and then shanked the next one wide. I was like, wow.
Outside of the boot as well.
It's a shame they carried that on in games.
Yeah.
And Johnny Brown says got to give a shout out to Rodrigo and not scored, but worked his bollocks off the last.
He grasped his fucking sack.
That's why he got nominated for our Player of the Month.
It says and big thanks to whoever abused me on Instagram saying it's my fault that Rodrigo's in and Cresswell shouldn't be in. Oh, like, all right, okay, sound.
That was me.
Oh, that you, mate? Thanks for digging me out there. Brilliant.
But yeah, he has been brilliant. And I guess it depends how long Bamford's going to be out for now. But like the way we've played in the last two games, is it going to be tough for Bamford to get back in the team? Do you think
if Rodbats starts
if he starts scoring, very difficult for him to get back into the team.
It's as simple as that for me.
Philip Million addressing the elephant in the room. What did you make of Roberts' cameo?
I thought he was very good. Very good. I think he was desperately unlucky not to score. And yeah, no, I generally do.
Gaz are just like,
no, I know you say what you say about him, and you know the other night at the West Ham game when he came on wide, I thought he was very ineffectual,
pointless.
No, but I don't think he did anything wrong.
No,
since when he came on, I think he carried the ball well. He made decent decisions. He won a corner from that first opportunity when he tried to pull the ball back, and then, like I said, desperately unlucky on both occasions. It's a double block for the first effort, and then great invention. And you know, if that comes off, that's you know up there on goal of the season. For acrobatics, he's desperately unlucky underside of the bar. I thought he was all right. I thought he was absolutely fine.
It's
Ben,
I agree.
Ben, what did you think?
Oh yeah, I can't agree with that.
I agree. It's just the fact it's Watford and they're going down.
He's the thing is, we've said before, and we joke a little bit. We all want him to be a success.
Yeah.
But he's still got to go somewhere to be convincing for me.
Yeah,
even as good as he were on Saturday.
Yeah,
but that's the thing.
It's turning.
I mean, I don't know what time he came on. I can't remember. It was fairly late on.
Back 4:15, I think. Sorry, Rags. Too easy. Sorry.
But you know, I don't think he's given much chance in that game.
No,
but I don't think he's done anything wrong. I thought he played all right. You ask him my
opinion.
I was in the game. I thought he did well.
It's getting that sort of just making them things happen.
Well, we know Roberts is at that level. It's like that Dwight Gale bracket, isn't it? Of great championship player. Can he do it in the Prem? And against Watford, it's like that. It is that bracket for me.
He needs to do what he did on Saturday for me over a period of 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
For me to be able to turn around
if he can do it against Southampton and the mid-table teams, when he's being hassled by proper defenders, because like we say, even Cooper had a good game for the most part. You know what I mean? And a lot of people like to dig Cooper out, and it's like,
I do think that Cooper's.
Oh, it's phase out time. We all agree.
We've all agreed it's phase out time.
It is phase out time.
But he does get hammered sometimes when he probably doesn't deserve to get hammered. But it is phase out time.
Yeah.
Anyway, in other news, then, Leeds linked today, and apparently, according to the Leeds United Youth Academy Twitter page, have agreed personal terms with Espanyol striker Mateo Joseph, age 17, so we're signing another child, but are yet to agree a fee with his club. Leeds' latest offer of €500,000 falls short of the 1.5 million release clause, and Joseph has attracted interest from Barcelona and Manchester City, and that's from a Twitter account called @Diego_Balbontin. So it's nailed on to be true.
Diego bollocks talking.
Good one, mate. Interesting with that one.
I think January's. I mean, I like to think that January for us is going to be a bit of a change around with youth players. I think. Maybe I'm hoping more than anything. But it'd be nice to see some.
I'm going to bob my neck online now and say we will do no business in January.
No, I don't think we will.
Oh no, senior business.
No.
I mean, youth players. It'd be nice to see a couple come back, or with because Geldard and Greenwood going up to the
Gellard's
senior.
gone to 21s, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Instead of the 19s. So
I'm still not convinced that he's convinced in either of them as Premier League players right now, though, because
you've got to ask why is Gellard not coming on when Rodrigo looks like he's blowing out his ass.
Well, I mean, it's the second week running now. I mean, Rodrigo in both those games, he's run his blood to water. He's been absolutely fantastic, especially against Watford. I thought he was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
The last 10 minutes, he is knackered, and I mean, he is.
I think
and
maybe
absolutely completely justified he's knackered because he's not stopped running.
Yeah.
At that point, you've got two strikers on the bench there.
Yeah. Maybe that's
why
down,
aren't the why
maybe
aren't
that's
they
down.
coming on?
I think that's down to the scoreline, though.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
Yeah.
And the sort of position we're in right now, where we need to get sort of wins over the line. Is it just a bit too much of a risk to put someone like that on?
I think if we're 3-0 up, I think,
or even 2-0, and
yeah.
Well, Marcelo went to great lengths in here not so long ago to talk about Charlie Creswell and the right time to introduce him. And he said that basically he wasn't going to play at Fulham. It was the fact that Luke Ayling couldn't.
Yeah.
Someone thinks you're funny.
It's been said before. Big shout out to the Ossett United pool team. Yeah, it's I've lost my train of thought because they've lost.
Charlie Creswell.
Charlie
Yeah.
Creswell. So basically, I think Bielsa intimated that if Ayling had been fit for Fulham, he would have started at centre back and not Creswell, because he didn't believe that it was the right time to bring him in. Forced to put him in, kept him in. So maybe it's a little bit of that with Gellard.
Kind of gone with the players that have come in anyway, hasn't it? Like, I guess, like with Shackleton this season, we've had to play him because we've had no one else, and he's now showing that he can do it sort of long term.
Yeah, no, I agree, mate. I agree. Totally agree. Jim Ogden says long COVID for Rodrigo. It was mentioned, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He'd been struggling with long COVID, so maybe that is the reason why he's blowing out of his hoop. Or he just ran like 2 marathons in a game.
Yeah.
He gets through some work.
He really does put a shift in.
I don't know whether, like, those that weren't at the game, I don't think you'd sort of notice
how much work he gets.
He's literally and does
there was
not
just
stop.
and there was just pockets of space all the time for him, Raf, interchangeable. Klitsch, look, we haven't even mentioned Klitsch. Klitsch was fantastic.
Klitsch was brilliant.
Really good. And he was popping up. James was popping up. Those four were just
Klitsch and Rodrigo sort of becoming like a bit of a partnership that really works because of how Klitsch moves wide or with Rodrigo playing sort of in the middle as well. It's bringing everyone else into sort of wherever Klitsch isn't. And moving a lot around, and we get so much joy with that.
Yeah,
and that's another thing I was thinking as well. It does that sort of play against Bamford.
Yeah,
that
works well, and if that starts to click and we start scoring.
But again, this is only a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
the fact that we get Paddy back after his ankle injury and he has to battle to get his place back, it's a good thing. We need that competition for places across the team. We need people to push other people because, let's be honest, up until Rodrigo starting these last few games, I bet Paddy's secretly sat at home on shitter on a morning where you do your most thinking, it's mine.
Patrick Bamford doesn't.
The position's
doesn't
mine. Rodrigo's playing in the 10. Nobody's moving it. That's mine.
Yeah.
And then with a little bit of that, maybe comes a little bit of complacency. Got that. Worked so hard to get an England call up. Got it.
Yeah.
Has he kind of crested the hill a little bit? So it's a good thing that he gets pushed on. And I'm not for 1 minute saying he has crested the hill, but he's got a big ass to match what he did last season. And if he's got a player pushing him, then he might push him to do
absolutely.
that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you look at the way he started the season. I think obviously only 1 goal as a return, but hardly any chances, and that's the thing. And I think it's one of them, isn't it? Now we're creating some chances, but we're playing in a different way than if he was in the team. And it's one of them. It's like, does he come back in, and then all of a sudden those chances dry up because we're back to playing the way we were before. So
true, mate.
It's one of them. I personally think that he will resort back to playing Bamford as soon as he's fit enough,
Rodrigo went 10.
and drop Rodrigo back into 10. Because I think we're already seeing, I mean, I don't know how serious Stuart Dallas's injury is. Obviously, he came off and needed to be substituted. We're also seeing, a player there that he's not performing to the standards that he showed last season. Does Rodrigo drop back into that midfield in that berth, and obviously Click goes a bit deeper, and Bamford comes in. So we'll just have to see. It just depends on whether he's fit enough for Southampton anyway.
On Shithouse, I kind of would like him just to take a bit of a break.
He needs a breather.
I don't. Obviously, there's rumours fly about some personal stuff, but it'd be wrong to kind of speculate on. But he's a player that we've grown to love over the years.
Absolutely, we do. We want him at his best.
I want him at his best for him.
Absolutely.
Moving on ever so slightly, then. Obviously, we're down here at Ingfield. The crowd are buzzing again. There's loads of them. Just been laughing at us. Just they're in a different room. It's not important. But Ossett United are back on the road this week in cup action, and they're off to Mosley on Saturday in the FA Trophy.
Where's Mosley?
Mosley's Manchester, I think. It'll be settled on the day, so you get to witness a penalty shootout if it's a draw. It's £8 for adults, and it's £5 for students, and it's £2 for 16s and 17s. That's an interesting way of doing it. But yeah, 3 o'clock, Mosley. Get down and watch them. If you're that way over, if you're a Lancashire white, go and watch our friends at Ossett because there's no Leeds United this weekend. Big thanks to them for continuing to host us down here. Don't forget, you can come down and have a beer and see our sun lamps. And have a chat. And we have got some guests.
Mini floodlights.
I've got some guests in the pipeline who might make the way down to Ossett, hopefully. We'll have to wait and see about that. So, Rags, I think we need to get some predictions. Oh, before we get predictions, though, we need to accost a certain individual on the podcast who betted against Leeds, then didn't have the fucking minerals to even bother turning up last night and facing last week and facing the wrath that he'd ensued by betting against Leeds. I was ill. Where's your doctor's left?
Sick from betting against Leeds.
Sick, Big sick for being a
You're right. You were right, Raggy. It wasn't a win-win. It really wasn't a win-win.
No. So anyway, let's catch up.
I'd seen our second half performances, and
let's see how we're all getting on then with Raggy's predictor now.
Raggy's predictor.
Mike the what?
Mike the bastard. Against us.
Well, we did cut that off at the perfect time.
Didn't we?
When I put it in, I was like, "Oh, am I all right to do this?" You were all like, "Yeah, it's fine."
We rinsed Ben though. When Ben backed Bolton all them years ago, we rinsed him. So
you only dared do it because I were on holiday, didn't you?
Yeah, that was it. Holiday Ben.
You wouldn't got away with it if I were you.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you were fine putting a Leeds defeating, but getting 3 points for it is
and basking about it. And being happy about it in the WhatsApp group was the big thing.
I remember that.
I weren't angry. I was just disappointed. To be honest,
I put in all them gifts, didn't I? Dancing and
full time. Yes, 3 points.
Get in, Antonio.
It was the bit. It was the bit where they were blowing them bubbles from that little child bubble thing going, forever boy.
Yeah.
Changed his WhatsApp picture to Antonio.
Yeah, and I watched Green Street as well that night.
You fucking what? You fucking what? Watch David Gold's back catalogue of porn that evening in Orange.
You slag.
We have had a bit of revenge though, lads.
Yes. Revenge is sweet.
Because Mike didn't put a prediction in for the Watford game. So
he felt shame, mate. That's all.
And let's face it, he would have only put a Watford victory anyway. So he wouldn't have got any points.
We should have put him for a Watford victory.
Mike Graham Taylor.
Yeah. Nobody got it right though. Nobody got it bang on. You and Ben, Gaz both said 2-0. I said 3-0. Technically, it should have been, but it wasn't. So we all pick up a point. So it still means Mike the bastard on 9.
Johnny Brown wants to cut his head off. I think it's a bit extreme, but I'll go with it. Johnny Brown from the Brown Hole, which is his on-site bar. Off with Mike's head.
Yeah.
All right.
We're not quite to be honest, ISIS or anything like that, so we're going to leave Mike's head on.
If you've a better one to replace it with, then go ahead.
No, Mike, we can't replace it.
Okay. No, it's not. No. Okay.
Plus, I'm sure that brain powers them graphics. So if we take that off, we'll fuck ourselves. Anyway, sorry, Rags, back over to you.
Off with his head.
So, Mike the bastard 9.
Mike the bastard.
I feel like there's a lot of anger that should be directed towards the squad. Not me. I didn't play the game.
No.
Mike the bastard.
You worked so hard to move away from graphics, Mike, and now you are known forevermore as Mike the bastard. You got 9 points.
It's like a Game of Thrones character, isn't it? Mike the Bastard.
Yeah.
Ben is currently second on 5, Gary 4, and me bringing up the rear on 2 points. So it's the shitty international break. England, we've had to check and double.
Who we're playing?
We had to check who we were playing. There's 2 games to predict.
Pandora
on Saturday. Yeah, we're going to the mythical land of Pandora.
With Mike the Bastard.
And then on Tuesday we're playing the racist bastards from Hungary. So
not Mike the Bastard.
No
affiliated.
So we'll start with Mike, the bastard. How do you think? I'll give you some perspective, Mike. When we played Andorra at Wembley, we won 4-0. We are going to Andorra.
My bastard senses are tingling.
Sorry, is that why you've got that Scotland shirt on?
Yeah, come on. England,
0.
3-0 England.
3-0. Ben.
I'm going to go 5-0 England.
Is it at Wembley?
Gary?
Is it at
No,
Wembley?
it's in Pandora.
It's in Pandora. Where is Pandora?
It's in between France and Spain.
Is
the
it?
Pyrenees,
In the
isn't it?
Pyrenees.
Oh, yeah.
Is it in the Pyrenees? I bet it's nice there, Pandora.
If you can do like some skiing and stuff.
Do lovely bracelets.
They're all blue, aren't they?
What, like Eiffel 65?
What are all blue?
Or Avatar?
No, that's Avatar. Because that's what we call Pandora, isn't it?
I don't know. I've never watched
The
it.
planet we call Pandora.
Never watched it.
I thought that was the joke, to be honest, guys.
Anybody been watching Squid?
Straight over my head.
Squid Game finished it, mate. Completed it.
Completed it, mate.
Completed it.
It's not like Jake from the In-Betweeners.
Completed it.
Football Manager
Completed
completed it, mate.
He actually played it. He was in it.
I was in it. Yeah.
Is it worth flicking with? Or what?
Yeah, mate.
Oh, it's awful for the first half hour.
Oh, yeah.
But after that, you're hooked.
I watched
Yeah.
Quiet Place 2 last night from Hong Kong again. It was good. Anyway, I'm going to go England 6, Pandora 0.
Nice.
I'm saying 5-0.
Come on.
And then we're playing Hungary. I'll kick us off. I reckon 3-1 England. Gary?
Sneezing.
Oh, Jesus.
Ben?
Back in the game.
I thought you were going to whisper me something.
No,
I was about to
you
leave
don't,
it.
you don't want to whisper this.
2-0 England.
Who are we playing? Oh, Racist Bastards. Hungary.
Racist
Yeah.
bastards.
Is it my turn?
I've been to Hungary and it seems like a very racist place.
3-0. 3-0
Yeah.
England.
Very brutal.
Very
Is it?
brutal.
Where's Hungary?
Europe.
My geography's not the best.
Sort of south of like Czech Republic and
Oh, is
that
it?
ish, sort of
Yeah.
over that way.
Okay.
2-0 England.
2-0.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you're going with
No Scotland games to
But you're going with
predict,
Rags.
unfortunately.
No
I
worries.
said 3-1.
You said 3-1.
3-1.
did you? So yeah, Raggers Predictor will be back next week and find out all about. Now on to one of our more, not more favourite, because we love the show equally, but one of our nicer segments.
Shithouse of the week.
The Shithouse of the Week segment, where we honour someone or some people, a group of people who have pissed us off, annoyed us, or any of the other
Or impressed us.
or impressed us. Yeah. So this week's nominations are Simon Hooper and VAR for Dan James' Stonewall penalty for obvious reasons. And
Did they actually come out and say like that? They, I'm guessing they didn't because we discussed it, but like, did they come out and say we didn't look at it because of this or whatever?
no,
No, God, no.
none of that. They're not going to give the game away, are they?
On the match of the day highlights, I'm sure he said,
we're drawn.
and the VAR check is over.
Really?
Mm.
That makes it even more alarming.
But it definitely didn't come up on the screen. Because
Yeah.
to be fair, mate,
I mean,
I-
one thing that born out of that was I did laugh at the chant that went round Ellen Road. Where the fuck is VAR?
Yeah,
that was quite funny.
But that's everyone was expecting that. And again, it all boils down to this thing of what it's like in a ground when you know there's VAR like
Yeah.
available,
Yeah.
but there's no communication.
Mm.
And like you say, if at some point it had flashed up saying there was a check and it's over, at least you know that it's.
We could.
I genuinely thought I came away from that game going, what happened? Was there like a severed connection?
I've got a great
You know,
idea
was-
for VAR.
I've got
Was
another
VAR
great
even
idea.
turned on?
We merge it with Squid Game. It flashes up on screen saying VAR check impossible. That woman thing pops up. The music starts. All the players have to move towards it, and it shoots whoever fails VAR.
Yeah.
I'm going with that.
Yeah, that's a bit brutal. I was just thinking that maybe.
Hold on, we were going to chop Mike's head off earlier. That's too brutal.
Yeah, but
Ticket prices will go up as well.
I
If you
don't-
bring that in, ticket prices will
I
go
don't
up.
want Rafinha shooting and stuff like that.
No,
I
true.
like
Alright,
watching him too much.
Alright.
I was thinking maybe they need to start like.
Stop letting you.
No, we said before about. I've said it before that we need to have it where teams can say we want to look at this or like a review type thing. I've decided we need like a button. So on every halfway line to the side, like, or maybe wherever the screen is. So if someone gets fouled, they then have to run over and bang the button.
Like Britain's Got Talent, the golden buzzer.
Sort of.
Also,
the
what
golden VAR button.
Also, what they could do is try and make sure that Liverpool play at the same time as Leeds, so the Jurgen Klopp isn't the VAR official on any game involving us. So yeah,
Or just train your referees properly and.
Well, that's
make
it.
sure they
Innit?
have
Yeah.
some bottle.
VAR didn't need to step in if you'd have fucking just seen a clear clothesline and then a rugby tackle on his back.
However, it did do us a solid because he blew the whistle before the ball rolled in the net with the Cooper other player rolling around up floor thing when they scored. It meant VAR couldn't check it.
Yeah.
See, I think that's just daft. If there's something going on that needs checking, regardless,
Just check it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's not like rocket science, is it?
No, it's definitely not. Anyway, other nomination.
And still, even with the Cooper one, they've decided, like, there were a few people talking about, I think there was one of the referees, don't know, Dermot Gallagher, maybe something like that, were saying they were both sort of at each other, they've fallen over. Whether one fouls the other or not, then that's where the play stopped and the foul's made, whether one goes. And he's only done that because he's gone down, because they're tackling each other.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It tires me out, to be honest. Even in other games now, I'm watching it thinking, how they're not given that. Anyway, this one particularly chuckled me, and we talked about it just before we came on air. A certain team are the first club for 27 years to complete 100 top flight games without receiving a single red card. That team's allegedly Burnley. What the fuck is that? That's going right up there with, did we ever land on moon? Who shot JFK? All that other stuff. How the fuck have Burnley got 100 games without getting a red card?
They should have had 2 against us.
They've killed Stuart Dallas.
It's all myth and perception that Burnley are a strong side, so you're going to get them kind of tackles. And if you go against them, you're just sort of going against Burnley because they're a strong side.
It's a bit like a cried wolf kind of thing. Like their style of play is rough, and they're known for being rough. So when they do foul you, it's like, is it a foul or is it just Burnley being Burnley?
Yeah.
If we
It's
did
okay.
tackle, if we started doing Burnley-esque tackles, we get bookings left, right, and centre because that's not us. You know what I mean? It's so out of character.
Like I say, that the Barnes on Dallas one, I mean, that is
ludicrous.
You compare that to the Struijk one that he gets sent off and a 3-game ban on. I mean, it's just it's horrific. In comparison.
Shocker.
Absolutely horrific in comparison.
Another one to chuck in that I've just got sent to me now. Don't look, it's a game.
If you get it wrong, you get shot.
So the top 3 richest football club owners in the world. Number 3, Dietrich Mateschitz.
That's definitely not how you pronounce it.
Yeah, it is. RB Salzburg at 15.7 billion.
Oh, right, yeah.
Salzburg. Sheikh Mansour, Man City's owner, obviously, 23.2 billion. The Saudi Arabian Public Investment Fund that have just about to take over Newcastle. How much do you think they're worth?
90-odd billion.
No, it'd be trillions. About 3 trillion.
320 billion. So Newcastle are about to become incredibly famous. Like a lot more than Man City famous.
You just have to tarmac Newcastle now to attract players. Just sort of bulldoze it.
That's just crazy.
Mbappe is not coming to the tune.
Mate, now. But do you know what's even more hilarious about this one is Stan Kroenke's 7th with 6.8 billion and Arsenal is shite.
Yeah, but he don't put money in, does he?
So
yeah, but that's
wait until Saudi Arabian Public Investment Fund ring Brucey up and say, here you go, pal.
Fuck off.
Fucking, here's 900 million. Go and get your best players, and he goes and gets James Tarkowski from Burnley.
Where's the rest of it?
So yeah,
Oh,
we're
spend it on pies.
gonna bob this Saudi Arabian Public Investment Fund in there as well, just for being filthy rich.
I think they should record it, right? So when they're gonna sack Bruce, because they're gonna do, because they'll bring someone like
Yeah, he should be playing up front with Turner Pace. He's gone. He can't half shift.
they should video the Saudi Arabian president or whoever's gonna run Newcastle. Just ring up and say, "Auf Wiedersehen, pet."
Why are you, man? Anyway,
man?
So who are we getting it to? Simon Hooper in VAR, Burnley for just that ridiculous stat, to be honest. Oh, the Saudi Arabian Public Investment Fund for being stupidly rich. Who are we getting it to?
Can I add this beeping in because he's doing my fucking head.
I can see you keep looking around like a bit twitchy.
Yeah.
It's annoying, isn't it? It adds to the aura, the whatever.
I'm getting
Anyway.
to the point where
Who are we
Stuhl's
getting
going to
to?
go through it.
The bleeping then. We'll bob that in there.
I think,
Who do you want to get?
Saudi Arabia is, do you know you
got a nomination last week?
I'm not surprised.
Hold on a minute. There could be another nomination here.
Oh God,
Have you not listened to last week's show?
Not yet, no.
Fucking hell! Right, Mike's in there as well.
He's on there. Yeah.
Simon Hooper, VAR, Mike the
enough.
Bastard,
I'll take that.
Burnley.
I'll
So
take that.
anyway, who are we getting it to? The beeping? Ben, do you want to get the beeping?
Let's just start off already. Let's go Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Let's not go Saudi Arabia. Let's go the Saudi Arabian
No,
Public
the
Investment
state-
Fund. Let's
The
not
state
go
of Saudi Arabia.
rest. No, we're not doing that. So
Let's add them to the countries list that we've pissed off.
yeah. It was funny when we had Little Ben in it. Upset Canada, or will that rag you?
No, I upset
Little Ben
Canada.
upset United States of America, didn't it?
Yeah.
Where he got a very angry YouTube message calling us
You
all
know,
bastards
the
and
funny
saying
thing
they weren't
is-
going to listen to us ever again.
Newcastle could end up like bankrupting Saudi Arabia because they'll just
Yeah.
pour so much money in and won't be able to turn the ship around.
It's quite mad, isn't it, really? It's quite mad. So anyway, who are we getting Shithouse to the week to?
Give it to the Saudis.
Saudis. We're going to the
Saudis,
Public
yeah.
Investment Fund. We're going to make
It's going to be interesting, I think, them coming into Newcastle and seeing how that all unfolds.
Do you know something? Joking apart, I kind of like Newcastle. One club city, fans are passionate as well. They pack it out, even though they're absolutely fucking.
It's a great
dreadful.
away day.
It's a proper good away day. Yeah,
They might even
kinda
put like
happy for 'em.
escalators in the away end.
I'm kind of happy for them, to be honest, in one way.
Yeah, in a way that you'd think if that happened to us, you'd be buzzing. Like,
Yeah.
all the shit that they've been through, I guess.
Yeah, you don't want to see them like invest in like some shite, dear.
It's going to be weird.
Like Liverpool or something like that. So anyway,
Mm.
we'll see. Anyway, we need to hear from another one of our sponsors. The fine individuals at Manscaped. Our friend Mr. Vuvuzela contacted us the other day, Ben, didn't he?
Yeah.
Slides into our emails quite a bit.
Giving us more money now.
Mr. Vuvu. Yeah, so
Loves us.
Yeah.
Manscaped, you could join the 5 million other men in the below the belt
Is it up to
grooming.
5 now?
Yeah, 5 million, mate.
That-
all based
That's
up,
because we've
on
sold
us.
them all.
all based upon
3 million
Talking
units.
Shutt. So yeah, with Talking Shutt, you can get yourself 20% off and
Yep.
free shipping with Shaving Shut at checkout. Now, you hear us talk about this week in, week out. We have a bit of fun with it and we have a bit of a laugh and a joke. But all joking apart, it's top clobber. It's good stuff. The wash bags of a good quality. The ball toner smells nice.
Travel
All the other
bag.
stuff. Travel bag. Boxer shorts are class, by the way, especially if you're footballing.
Yeah.
I've started football on Monday night. They're a bit longer. Stop your knackers getting stuck to your leg. Like
You do wear shorts over the top, yeah?
I thought they were just the shorts. They
All
just
right, okay.
But they're not. Just, oh, okay. But yeah, get involved. Join the
See,
5 million other men.
I've been wearing them boxer shorts.
They're
on-
good, mate.
On rowing machine at gym, and I
Yeah.
get weird looks because I don't wear shorts over the top.
You know,
It's like lycra leggings.
they're
It's
nice,
like
mate. I like
Cycling
them.
gear.
I like it.
Very nice.
So yeah, currently the performance package by Manscaped is alive and well. It's top class stuff from top to bottom. There's a weed whacker involved where you can trim nose hairs and ears. I'm getting quite an influx of nose hairs at the moment.
So am I. It's the
It's
season.
the
I think.
winter, mate, innit? Nose
Yeah.
hair season.
It's also got a 4000K LED spotlight, which is just a little bit like less brighter than these two lights.
Yeah,
are, but
Yeah.
Are you
Can you
getting
imagine these on your weed whacker? You wouldn't be able to stick it up your nose. You'd be like, fucking hell.
I would.
you'd have tan balls there. That
Yeah.
bright.
Are you getting like a bit of a floodlight?
Mate, this is why I've got my coat on, because I might get a suntan for life. So I've got my coat on
Protecting that ginger skin.
Yeah, to protect me. I dare show my head, but that's about it. In and amongst the performance package, there's obviously
You shave your head with your.
I do still shave my head with it. Yes, it's an incredibly good bit of kit for shaving my head. In fact, Manscaped, if you're listening, which you're not, could you do one with like more blades for people who've got extra big knackers, but also for my head? That'd be good.
Is that your third ball?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
he's
that's
going
me.
around doing dogs and everything.
My dog ain't got no balls. We had them chopped off.
Oh, right.
Sorry. For any dog lovers out there. We obviously didn't. We didn't do it. He went to the vets and we had it done because he's mad, so we have to chop him off. Anyway,
fair.
they're leaving for in the performance package, so go check them out. 20% off and free shipping worldwide. Wide. With Shaving Shut at checkout, not just for men. Yeah, it's Manscaped, but your good lady, wife, other respective partner can use them to shave their balls as well, if they want. So yeah, big shout out to Manscaped and a big, massive thanks. Lads, that brings us to an end of episode 163. But before we go, we potentially, and I have to use the word potentially, I've got some pretty big interviews coming up in recent weeks. I have mentioned it before, but I have been in dialogue again. We're hoping, and it is just a hoping, we're hoping to have an exclusive interview coming up with Leeds United Director of Football, Victor Orta, where we're going to get into his... we want to get more into his philosophy, more about him.
We're just going to walk in and say, who we buying, and then leave.
Yeah, we're not gonna go live because when we had what do they call that other guy, Angus Kinnear, we had him on that time. All we got was an endless amount of people saying, "Ask him who we're signing." He's not going to tell us, so there's no point asking him. So anyway, we're hoping to have an interview with Victor Orta and hoping to have another interview, an exclusive with Leeds United under-23s coach Mark Jackson, who's doing great things with the 23s at the minute. So keep tuned.
It was one of our first guests.
It was one of our first guests, yeah.
If you want to go back and be interesting, like the way he's come from. So he was an under-18s coach then. Now he's the 21s, and we're in a totally different position from
and also
when he were on.
The champion of PL2 Div 2.
Yeah, Div 2. Yeah. And going quite well in Div 1.
Can he bring the trophy and we can all...
I'm not sure on that one. we'll ask. So yeah, we're hoping to get these exclusive interviews lined up. Big thanks to everybody who does tune in week week out. But a few comments saying they've enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
Stuff.
It's been a bit of a tough time for us as a pod over the recent years with COVID and trying to find a new home and technology and all that type of stuff. But we keep plugging away. We're coming up to our third year, fourth year. Fourth year. Yeah, coming up to our 4th year as a podcast. So if you do tune in regularly, please tell other people about it. That'd be nice. If
subscribe on YouTube.
Subscribe on YouTube. Yeah, right. Yeah. So subscribe on YouTube. We're about 80,
right.
88.
Let's have this right. Yeah. Come on.
Right, listen.
You lot, right?
We're about 88 people off 1,000. And we have got some potential presents, gifts coming up for getting us to 1,000. So yeah. Big thanks. And also, next week, come down to here and sort this beeping out. But no, come down. Come down to
call
drown
like
it
a
out.
bastard to his
Come
face.
down and see
I love
this.
it.
Come down
I
and see
really
this
like it. Yeah.
bastard over here who backs us. Anyway, joking apart. Sorry for swearing, kids. Have a lovely evening or day or wherever you are. If you're listening to us traveling up and down, wherever or abroad, drop us an email, talkingshutt@gmail.com. Tell us where you're listening from. We'll give you a shout out on the show. Big thanks to everybody. Rags, Ben, and Bastard. Thanks very much for joining us. Episode 163.
It's like Sean Bean's on the
certainly be seeing there.
See you there.